Hey guys, what is up? I'm Roman and today we learn about ISO. Alright, so I had so many questions about ISO and fake light and what do you mean by fake light and bad picture quality and just blah. So I'm going to see if I can't help you guys out with that today because I feel like I might have confused you just so slightly because looking back now I confused myself a little bit. First off, let's talk about the whole fake light thing because I feel like that's what really confused all of us, including myself. What I meant by that was, if you'll go look at Peter McKinnon's video, which I will link in the description below, and if you don't know who Peter McKinnon is, he's like the best cinematographer, photographer, video guy in the entire world and planet, so you should definitely go check out his video. So with the whole fake light thing, basically when you turn your ISO up, you're just adding fake light to the image because the light's not actually there. You're turning your sensitivity of the image sensor inside of your camera body up, so that way the little minute bit of light that you see will be turned up to a brighter scale. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so second off, about the bad picture quality. So that is true to a certain extent. With cameras nowadays, you can get away with a whole lot higher ISO settings, like really high ISO settings, like this camera that I'm shooting on right now. I can shoot at 800 ISO no problem, and it'll look perfectly fine, like the ISO isn't even that high. But with my old camera, at like 400, it looked awful. So that was terrible. But even still, when you turn your ISO really high, like 6400, your image is gonna look grainy and it's gonna have like a bunch of noise spots in it and all kinds of stuff like that, which is something that you don't want, especially if you're trying to sell your work or if you're trying to take pictures of like families, portraits and stuff. If they get it back and it's gonna be really noisy, then they're not gonna want it and you're not gonna get hired again, which would suck. Where the ISO settings come from is, back in the days when they had ISO, they had actually different film, and it would be like you have 50 sensitivity film, which would be like having your ISO set to 50. They would have 100 or like 200, and that was like literally the fastest it would go. Well, our cameras shoot at 200 ISO all the time, plus like a whole lot more, 400, 800, 1600, all that good stuff, which is like double and triple the amount that they had to shoot back then. So we're really lucky with that, but that's where it comes from. So when you're turning your ISO up, it's just like putting in that different film that's more sensitive to light. Some of the questions I had people ask me was, I'm trying to open up my lens all the way and get that blurry background, but the image is so bright I can't see anything, it's just white, or everything's blown out. Well, your problem is probably your ISO or your shutter speed is off, one of the two. If not, I don't know what the problem is because that's the only other two options. But if your ISO is too high, your image is going to be really bright no matter what, or it's going to be super grainy if it's dark outside. So I would start there because you want your ISO to be as low as possible when you're trying to take a picture because it'll have the best quality. So go ahead, check that, turn that down all the way to 100 or as low as it'll go. If that doesn't fix the problem, then it's your shutter speed. So next week we're going to talk about shutter speed, so don't forget to tune in for that. And aperture, I'm still learning on that and like everything that goes with it, and it was actually like really super nerdy, like that kind of nerdy, like I don't even know, man. It's nerdy. So we'll talk about that not next week but the week after, so don't forget to tune in on that. And this is probably a late upload again because school and finals, but summer break has just happened, so it's like a big relief, and I will be taking one class this summer, so I'll be able to take a whole bunch of pictures and b-roll and amazing goodness for y'all. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next week. Keep shooting.